Listen close. This gonna feel like therapy and surgery at the same time. Let's talk about what happens when you wake up and realize your whole life was a lie. Not just a little white lie, but a lie that shaped your soul. Poisoned your roots, twisted your sense of love, and made you question if anybody ever truly cared for you at all. You get older and you see it clear. You start connecting the dots. You realize the people that raised you, their love was broken. Their words were poison. And their teaching kept you in bondage. They told you how to love. But what they modeled was just survival. You never learned what real love looked like because you never saw grace, compassion, forgiveness, or God at the center. All you ever saw was mask, control, fear, and a don't feel policy. Now, you wrestle with the pain of not just losing them, but losing the person you thought you were supposed to be. Some of y'all got mother wounds, father wounds, generational wounds so deep you don't even have words for them. You grew up thinking you're supposed to be hard, unbothered, and never let nobody see you sweat. But real talk, most of the strongest ones you know, the ones who act like they ain't fazed by nothing, they're the main ones who can't even sit with God in silence and drop it at his feet. It takes real strength to face the truth about where you came from. It takes a warrior to break a cycle and not just repeat it. That's the real test. That's what set kings and queens apart. So what do you do when life hits you with that reality check? When everything you believe was safe turns out to be just another prison with a pretty label. You ever find yourself loving people from a broken place? You know, giving away your heart, your energy, trying to build a family, a home, when deep down, you still the wounded kid you always was? That's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to heal it. Real love, the kind that changes generations, it ain't built on lies, pride, or ego. It's built on a willingness to look your wounds in the face, to admit your flaws, to take the L's and bring the inner child out the darkness and let them know. We're not going to cry every time it's time to go home. We're going to always trust we can come back to joy, even if it takes a season of pain to get there. Most of us had to learn how to parent ourselves, to be the love we never saw, to sit with that little boy or little girl inside and let them know, you safe with me. We can go to the park, we can laugh, we can play. And even when it's time to go, it don't mean the fun is over. It just means you can trust I'm bringing you back. That's how you build safety inside yourself, so you don't keep looking for it in people who ain't got it to give. But here's the thing. When you start waking up to these truths, you realize people around you still sleepwalking, still lying to themselves, still clinging to broken family patterns, still letting pride, secrecy, and ego drive their life. Some folks run from pain so hard, they'll sabotage every good thing God tries to put in their hands. But you got a choice. You can break the cycle. You can decide to stop running from the hard parts of yourself. God will pull you by the skin of your teeth if he has to. He'll let everything fall apart just to build you up for the next generation. That's what legacy work is. It's being willing to break your own pride, strip off the codependency, stop letting somebody else dictate your value. You don't leave from pain. You leave from healing. And most importantly, spiritual authority. And it don't matter if you're a man or a woman, king or queen. The real strength ain't in your fire. It's in your ability to stay silent when the world tries to make you crumble. You might get betrayed. You might get crucified by the ones you love the most. But God's assignment for your life is bigger than their betrayal. Their rejection was just a catalyst for your rebirth. Sometimes the folks you thought would be your safe place turn out to be another lesson in letting go. You ever feel like you got judged and sentenced by people who never even saw your real heart? You get left for dead, only to rise again, more humble, more gentle, more spiritual than ever. And when God sends you back, he expects you to handle everything and everyone with the same mercy, forgiveness, and spiritual authority he gave you. You got every right to rage, to yell, to tell the world about your pain. But God calls you higher. If Christ could take all them lashes, all that betrayal, and still come back with mercy, how can we do any less? That's the price of the crown. That's the price of being chosen. Being a real king, being a real queen, means you wear your scars like badges. You don't hide from your story. You let God keep teaching you, breaking you down, and building you up until you're more like him. Gentle, merciful, but still a warrior. So when life smacks you with the truth, when you wake up and realize you were living a lie, don't run from the pain. Don't numb it. Don't blame the world or people who raised you. Take the assignment. Do the work. Become the safe place you always needed. Break the curse for your kids, your friends, and the next generation. This is legacy work. This is how cycles get broken and real love finally gets a shot. You go from wounded to warrior to wise, still carrying your scars, but never dropping your crown. You're not here to keep living in bondage, to keep repeating the patterns of those before you. You're here to show the world what it means to love for real, to lead with compassion, to stand tall even when life tries to break you down. You may not have chosen your wounds, but you get to choose your healing. You get to write a new story. You get to model what real faith, real love, real strength looks like. Let God work through you. Let him use your pain for purpose. And when it's time to show up with your crown on, mercy in your heart, and the courage to forgive, even when the world says you should quit. Joel chapter 2, verse 25. I will restore you to the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the hopper, the destroyer, and the cutter. My great army, which I sent among you. What Big Papa in the sky trying to tell you? Look, God peep how much time, love, and trust got snatched from you by your fake family, broken love, and old pain. He ain't gonna just heal your heart. He gonna pay you back double for everything the enemy tried to steal. You ain't stuck in the losses. You standing in a season of payback and restoration. Real healing ain't about forgetting what happened. It's about letting God turn them scars into blessings and every L into legacy. If you're breaking every generational curse, if you're learning to love from a healed place, drop an amen or a heart in the comment section. Let the world know you're doing the work. Now that message, you will love.